Hello and happy Saturday, Mount Olive folks and friends and whoever else happens to be joining us today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you've had a great week. And we're going to continue our devotions today. So from last week's message, it was changing the city for Christ, changing the city for Christ. And I like to say changing Wise County for Christ, right? Changing Wise, changing Norton, Big Stone Gap. Let's make it hit home with us this morning. So I want to continue on our devotion and things that we took away from the message from Sunday. And so I want us to start this morning just thinking a little bit about what I'm going to cover is this right here. And let me it would help if I would make it to where you could see it. Uh, it would be this morning. I'm going to talk about praying to know direction. So if we're talking about changing our city with Christ, and the first thing that we talked about from last week was prayer. Prayer changes things, and we have to be all united together in prayer if we want to see change and allow God to move in our city. And so I wanted to think about that. Today I'm going to talk about praying to know direction. And I don't know about you, but I'd like for you to think about if you are good with directions. So if you're going on a trip, and you are trying to plan things out and you're looking at you're going on to a vacation and you want to think about where you're headed and how you're going to get there, right? And you have to know without a doubt that you're going to make it to your destination. And some of you may not be as good with directions as me. I personally have an amazing sense of direction. Actually, I don't. I'm not very good with directions, so I have to depend on other things to help me get where I'm going. So if I were to say, hey, I'm going to plan out, I'm going to write out exactly where you need to go for your vacation. I promise you're going to get there. I'm great with directions. I have a great sense of direction. I never get lost. You won't need a map. You won't need anything else, any other tool, except I'm going to just write it out by hand and I'm going to get you where you're going. Let's say you were going to St. Louis and I was just going to write it out and tell you how to get there. Would you trust what I wrote out on that paper? Would you trust that old Brett knows how to get you to St. Louis just by telling you in my own knowledge or my understanding of how I think you should get there? Would you trust me to get you there? I would hope the answer would be no, because I don't think I could get you to St. Louis accurately. But let's think about direction just for a second. If you look at the screen here, we've got a few tools that are used in direction. Now, a compass is one. It tells you which direction you're pointing, north, south, east, or west, and you should be able to hold that and at any point at least know the right general direction you're going. There's a world atlas on the screen. A world atlas would have a map of everywhere in the world. You could open that up and look at what city you're in and see a map on that paper, and you would have to try to read that map and get where you're going. And then, of course, if you're me, it's the one on the bottom. It's the old iPhone Maps or Google Maps or whatever phone you use. You depend on that a lot. Hey, Siri, tell me where I'm going, right? And so, but I don't think you could look at any of these and 100% trust that you could get where you're going only based on, these tools, because these tools could mess up, right? They could have a mistake. I don't know how many times we've been going on a trip and I end up having to make a U-turn or on the wrong road, even though I'm following directions from a phone or a map. So my point today is that we can't trust our own devices. We can't trust our own tools. We can't trust our own selves or even other people to point us in the right direction, especially when it comes to trying to do what we think is right in the eyes of God. We can't depend on ourselves. And so I want to share this scripture with you today when we're talking about praying to find God's direction. Proverbs 3:5 and 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thine own understanding." In other words, don't use your own map, right? Don't depend on yourself as the tool to get you where you're going. Don't lean on your own understanding. You can't do it in yourself. You don't know it all. You don't have the power to do what needs to be done in your own strength. But verse 6 says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, being God, acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. So in other words, don't count on your own judgment. Don't count on your own strength. You can't do it on your own, and you need to put your trust in the Lord. And when you put your trust in the Lord and you put all your heart into him, you give all your heart to him, and you start to seek him, and you put away your old selfish ways and don't think that you can do it all anymore. And then you acknowledge him in everything that you do, and you seek him in prayer, then he will direct your path. He will tell you how to get there, who to get there with, and what tools to use to get there, right? So a few things I wrote down from the message from Sunday on this point when it comes to knowing direction and praying to know direction. It helps navigate life's turns. Prayer does. You can use it as a compass. Use prayer, use talking to God as a compass. It gives us confidence in our direction. God will not only tell you what to do, but who to do it with, and he'll also tell you what to do it with and how to get there, right? He'll also tell you to spend time in prayer with him, and you will get that answer from God. So if you're seeking direction today, seek God, go to him in prayer, and he will point you in the right direction. Don't depend on yourself or anyone else, but trust in the Lord, acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Enjoy some time with your families. We hope to see you at church tomorrow at 11, either in the gym or online here, and we'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Have a great day.